Hey, this is Seth, and in this video I want to share with you my #1 frugal living tip that will be more effective and more impactful in your pocketbook than all the other tips you've seen combined. Now, I'm not going to give you a top 10, top 20, top 70 list of different things, small ways that you can cut down on your monthly expenses. I want to give you one big thing you can do that will make a bigger difference than all those small things combined. Before I do that, please remember, if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more helpful videos. So what is this big, effective, impactful tip? It is simply this: move. You want to consider moving to an area either within your country or outside of your country that has a much, much lower cost of living. Now, this is something that wasn't really possible for most people even 20 years ago, even 5 years ago. But the economy has changed and the world has changed. And along with all of the inflation that is really a big problem for people, there are new opportunities for things such as remote work. Especially after what happened in 2020, many of us discovered that we could do our jobs from home. So you may already have a remote job, and if you don't have a remote job, you can get one. You can either get a low-skill remote job in something like customer service or data entry or things of that nature, or you can get skills online in things like digital marketing, coding, cybersecurity. You have those options and those mobilities. You have a job based in the US or a Western country, and you move to a country with a much lower cost of living, but now you are still earning US dollars at this job. Your dollars go so much further in these other countries. For instance, I live in Thailand. I've been here for 5 years, and I love the weather, I love the natural beauty, I love the people, I love the food. But I also love the fact that it's just a lot cheaper to live here. But generally, the cost of living between the United States and Thailand, Thailand is 51% lower than the US without rent. With rent is 59%. Rent prices in Thailand are 72% lower than in the United States. Restaurant prices are 72% lower. Grocery prices are 45% lower. So we're talking about big percentages here. If you go, and I would actually, this is probably going to be more of an extreme. If we look at a bigger city in the US, let's say like Los Angeles, and I'm going to pick some different cities. So if you go to Udon Thani, which is one of the smaller cities, it's smaller than Bangkok. It looks like we are talking about, cost of living including rent is 72% lower. Rent prices are 91% lower in Udon Thani. So there's huge, huge savings between countries. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, yeah, moving out of the country across the world is a really big, is a big thing. Well, again, I just want to keep illustrating how much of a difference it is in the cost of living. But also, you should go to this website and check out the cost of living calculator just within the US. For instance, the difference between Columbus, Ohio, and Los Angeles. Cost of living in Columbus is 12% lower than Los Angeles. Cost of living, including rent, is 23% lower than in Los Angeles. Rent prices in Columbus are 39% lower than in Los Angeles. So, generally speaking, within the U.S., there are huge differences from city to city. But overall, I think even from Columbus, Ohio to Thailand, you're going to find huge, huge savings. This is an example when it comes to food. Now, I love Thai food. And when I would go back to the U.S., I would go here to Taste of Thai, which was a restaurant in Grass Valley, California. And actually, it looks like their prices have come down slightly from when I was there last year. Last year, for Pad Thai, which is, let's see, looking for noodles. Pad Thai, which is just rice noodles with egg and chicken. It's $15 here. It was like $18 last year. So prices have come down a little bit, which is fantastic. But it's still just noodles for $15. If you're in Thailand, this is a really nice restaurant. This is just an example. And by the way, a lot of the restaurants here locally on the island. And by the way, these prices are higher than most elsewhere in Thailand because I'm on a luxury island called Koh Samui. You got Pad Thai with chicken for 180 baht. 180 baht is $4.90 US. And again, if this is expensive in Thailand, you can actually go to a night market and oftentimes get really delicious Pad Thai for 60 baht, which is $1.63. If you like frugal living, you really should consider a country like Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia, or if you don't want to move across the planet and you'd like to stay in the Western Hemisphere. Let's go back over here. Now let's look at the difference between Dallas, Texas, and San Jose, Costa Rica. 28% lower, 42% lower with rent. Rent prices are 65% lower. So this is real savings. We're talking about real money here.
Again, I'm not suggesting you may not want to move overseas for the rest of your life, although that's what happens to a lot of us. We leave and we get a real taste for travel, other cultures. It's very expansive. But even if you did this for a few years, you could just save so much money and put that money into investments and let that money grow and not feel like you're always kind of running on a treadmill or against the grain like you are when you're just paying all these monthly expenses. And yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. Now, one thing I will suggest, guys, is that if you start opening your mind to this possibility, and this is something you want to do in the next, say, 6 months, get on the internet. There are so many great resources and so many great people. Nomad List is really good. This is a community of people that actually rank cities by cost of living, safety, quality of life, things like that. All these different cities where people are living as expats. There's blogs. You can just literally blog how to move to Thailand or how to move to Mexico or how to move to Costa Rica. You're going to see lots of blogs. There's people who have done this, and people are very friendly and very helpful. Here's a good one, Budapest expats, and there's a whole bunch of groups here that have thousands of members. There's lots of activity. Again, you can type in pretty much any city that you're interested in. If you're interested in Thailand, again, I don't focus on that on my channel, but there's a guy named Chris, who does Retired Working for You. He's from Canada. He's got a really thick accent. His videos are really good and fun. There's a lot of people blogging about living overseas all over the world. So pretty much any area that interests you, you will find somebody on YouTube or on a blog that has a lot more information. And it's just fun just to get excited. Like I said, a friend of mine invited me to the Philippines in 2017, and it totally changed my life. I really had no interest in visiting anywhere outside the US before that, and now I just can't even imagine a life where I'm not exploring other countries. The other thing that I didn't mention before, so this is a video I did called $100,000 Tax Break as a Digital Nomad. I do recommend checking it out. Legitimately, you can go to the IRS website, and there's something called the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. If you are outside of the United States, physically outside of the United States, for 11 months or more in a calendar year, you qualify for this exemption, which essentially reduces your taxable income by over $100,000. What that means is that if you have a salary job of some kind and you make less than $100,000, let's say you make 60, 70,000, even 40, 50, it will take your federal income tax and bring it to zero. You still have to pay FICA, Social Security, and any state taxes. I think pretty much you have to pay state taxes wherever you're a resident of. But this could get rid of your federal income tax obligation, which is thousands of dollars. So this is just a bonus savings that you would have on top of the low cost of living when you're living outside the United States. So I just want to make sure you know about that. Again, make sure you consult your accountant to find out more about this. I'm not a tax professional, but it is a real thing. The IRS has a whole thing on it on their website, and this is another way you can save money by leaving the country for a period of time.
Anyway, guys, I get very passionate about this just because, again, I've been living out of the country for 5 years. I never thought I would be doing this. I just, I visited Southeast Asia in 2017. I loved it. I was totally surprised by that. And then I just said, I want to live here. I just like living here. I like the people. I like the culture. I like meeting all the people from all over the world. I felt like I got out of my bubble. And then it happened to be really, really cheap. So I didn't even notice, my parents and people in the US were telling me about all these financial problems, and I felt a bit disconnected because I was like, well, everything here is kind of the same price. Maybe it's a little more expensive, but now it's it's $3 for dinner instead of $2.50. I mean, it's it's a totally different world. And I suggest that you just look into it. It's not for everybody, but if it is for you, I hope this is sparks some ideas in you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below this video. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.